Have you ever seen someone on the tennis court and thought, wow, there is something really different about them? Well, that is exactly what happens when you see Emma Raducanu. She is not just any tennis player. There's something about her size that makes people stop and take a second look. Today, we are talking about Emma Raducanu's huge size and why it turns heads wherever she goes. Emma Raducanu is a name everyone knows now. She made history by winning a major tennis tournament at just 18 years old. But beyond her skill, there is one thing that makes her stand out even more: her height and build. Some people say it is unusual for a tennis player, and it definitely changes the way people watch her on the court. You see, most female tennis players have a certain height and build that is common in the sport. But Emma? She is taller than many of her peers and has a strong, athletic frame. This gives her some major advantages on the court. For starters, her reach allows her to hit balls that other players might miss. That is right. She can cover more ground without moving as fast as others. Her serve is another thing people notice. When Emma swings, the ball travels with incredible speed, and a lot of that comes from her size and strength. The taller you are, the more angle you can create on your serve, and Emma uses this to her advantage every single time. But size is not just about power. It is also about presence. When Emma steps onto the court, her tall frame makes her stand out immediately. Fans notice her, opponents notice her, and cameras notice her. Some people even say she has a natural confidence just because of how she carries herself, and her size adds to that impression. Now, some might think being tall or big could slow her down, but that is not the case. Emma is fast, agile, and moves on the court with precision. Her height gives her an edge, but her skill and training make sure she uses that edge perfectly. In fact, her size and speed together make her really hard to beat. Think about it this way. Emma's size makes her shots harder to predict. Opponents have to adjust, change their strategy, and sometimes they just cannot keep up. That is why people say watching her play is so exciting. Every point feels like you might see something extraordinary, and her height and reach are a big part of that. So, how tall is Emma exactly? She stands around 5 feet 9 inches. That might not sound extremely tall to some, but in women's tennis, it is above average. Combine that with her athletic build, and you have got someone who looks powerful just standing still. But it is when she is in action that her size truly becomes noticeable. Another thing people notice is her presence in interviews and public appearances. Her strong frame gives her a sense of confidence that comes through even off the court. People tend to take notice when someone is not only talented, but also has a presence that feels bigger than life. Emma has that in spades. Training is a huge part of any athlete's life, and for Emma, her size actually helps. She can generate more power in her shots and maintain longer rallies. That is because a strong body can handle intense matches better than a weaker one. Emma's height and fitness make her matches intense and full of energy, which fans absolutely love. It is not just about how she looks or how tall she is. Her size works hand in hand with her talent, strategy, and determination. Every time she wins a point, her frame adds an extra sense of impact. People cannot help but watch her and feel impressed, maybe even a little amazed. And here is something interesting. Her size has also influenced how people see her outside tennis. Fashion designers, brands, and even fans notice her height and build. It gives her a presence that is both striking and memorable. Whether she is on a tennis court or walking down the street, Emma has a way of standing out without trying. Some people might say, why focus on her size? But in sports, size often matters. It affects speed, power, reach, and presence. And Emma Raducanu proves that size, when combined with skill and determination, can make someone unforgettable. So, the next time you watch Emma Raducanu play, pay attention to more than just her tennis skills. Notice how her height and strength make her stand out in every way, from her powerful serves to the way she moves across the court. She is not just a tennis player. She is a force that makes people stop and watch. That is the magic of Emma Raducanu's huge size. If you thought tennis was all about speed and technique, Emma Raducanu shows there's something extra special when size meets skill. And now, whenever she steps on the court, you might find yourself watching a little longer and maybe even admiring a little more. That is it for today's video. Emma Raducanu proves that sometimes standing tall is just the beginning of making a huge impression.